So now after understanding the concept of cost and production, now we have to understand about the revenue. See, under the production, the manufacturer, the entrepreneur makes the goods and services, produces the goods and services. Cost is the total amount of money spent on the production of those goods and services. And now what the objective of producing them was to sell. And the money which he will receive by selling the output will be known as revenue. Or you can say it is the sale receipt. That is the money received by selling the output produced. Right? If you have to define revenue, it is simply the total sale received by of a firm by selling its output. क्या हुआ बीच में आवाज आई क्या इसमें रुक गया?
नहीं सर, ये तो चल रहा है, फिर काटना पड़ेगा।
रोक दे। Okay, and the first concept under the revenue is TR, that is the total revenue. It's a small chapter, easy chapter that you can easily understand. Total revenue is defined as the money received by selling certain units of the output. Okay, when you defining total revenue, you have to mention that it is the money received or the revenue received by selling certain units of the output. And TR is equal to, total revenue is equal to price into the output sold. Suppose you have sold 100 units of a commodity and the price of that commodity was say rupees 5 per unit. Your total revenue is 100 into 5, that is 500 rupees. This is the concept of total revenue. Then second thing that we have to study is the average revenue. That is abbreviated as AR or the average revenue. As we already know, average is the per unit, so it is the revenue received from the per unit of output sold, right? And it is equal to total revenue divided by the output sold. Suppose the total revenue which you earned was 500 and the output sold was say 100 units, then your AR will be equal to 500 upon 100, that is rupees 5 per unit. Right? Simple concept to understand. Now we also have to understand that AR is nothing, it is simply the price of the commodity. Average revenue refers to the price of the commodity. See, we can have a logical explanation for that, a proof for that. First, we know that TR is equal to P into Q. Second, we know AR is equal to TR upon Q. Now putting equation 1 in equation 2, you will get AR is equal to, instead of TR you put P into Q upon Q. Q will cancel and you will get AR is equal to the price of the commodity. Right, again this derivation or this proof can also be asked from you in some of the questions that prove that AR is equal to price. So in that case you can simply prove it mathematically, and you have to remember that average revenue is nothing, it is the price of per unit sold by the entrepreneur. Then next we have to study about the marginal revenue. Again similar to marginal cost and marginal utility, that is by how much the revenue is changing by you sell one additional unit of a commodity, abbreviated as MR or the marginal revenue. When you are defining it, it is the additional revenue gained by selling one additional unit of the output. Revenue, the additional money which you are receiving when you increase your sale by 1 unit, like and it is equal to MR at N is equal to TR at N minus TR at N minus 1, or the change in total revenue upon the change in quantity when it is changed by 1 unit, right? or you can also say it is the slope of the TR curve. Always remember, all the marginals are the slope of the totals. That is, marginal cost is the slope of the total cost curve. Similarly, marginal utility is the slope of the total utility. So it is also the slope of TR, because it shows that by what rate the TR is changing, right? Now, after understanding the basic meaning of TR, AR and MR, we have to understand the relation between TR, AR and MR. Okay. You also have to remember that the relation between TR, AR and MR can be studied under two situations, or you can say it can be studied under two type of markets. One is the relation under the perfect market, and the relation under the imperfect market. See, in detail we'll study about these markets, what they are in the later chapters, but for now we have to simply remember and understand that a perfect market is a market under which any quantity or any amount of the output can be sold at the given price. I can sell any amount of unit, my output means demand is infinite, but only have to make keep the price same. Price will remain constant, or you can simply say that price remains constant. While imperfect market is a market where more can be sold. Only by lowering the price. This condition you have to remember. Perfect market means any amount can be sold at the given price, while under the imperfect market, more can be sold only by reducing the price. So first we will understand the relation under the perfect market. Okay, first we can understand it numerically. Suppose this is the output sold, this is the price. As we have already said, under the imperfect market, price would remain constant. Sorry, we are studying the perfect market. So price remains same. Then first thing that I can calculate from it is TR, that is P into Q. So 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 and 30. Then AR, remember we proved that AR is equal to price, and also we can apply the formula TR upon output. So we will get 5. Then MR, that is the change in TR. TR at n minus TR at n minus 1. Okay, so it is observed that under the perfect market, AR and MR are constant and they are also equal. While TR will increase at a constant rate. You can see it is always, every time it is increasing by 5 rupees, right? And price constantly remains same. On a graph, if I want to plot it, again on the x-axis I take the output sold or the unit sold. On y-axis I take my TR, AR and MR. This is AR equal to MR is equal to P and is also equal to D. We will study all these P and D what they are, and this will be the TR. Okay, straight line, upward sloping. You increase the output, TR also increases. So that's why it is a upward sloping straight line, and because it is increasing at a constant rate, it is a straight line. While AR, MR are equal and they are horizontal, that is they remain constant like the TFC curve. Now see, this P denotes the price line. We can also call it as the price line. The AR curve can also be called as the price line because AR is simply the price that we have proved also. Then this D, it denotes the demand curve. This also is important thing that you have to remember, that everywhere AR curve is also equal to the demand curve. But it is equal to the marginal revenue curve only in this case. In the imperfect market, marginal revenue will not be equal to the demand curve, but AR will always represent the demand curve. See, there is a logical reason. If you remember the demand curve, it shows you the relation between price and the quantity. Similarly, AR is the price here. It is equal to the price. And output sold is actually equal to the demand of the buyer. Because I can sell only what the buyer is willing to buy. So always remember that AR curve of the firm will always be known as its demand curve, right? Important concept to remember. Okay, so this is the relationship between the TR, AR and MR curve. Under the perfect competition, if you are asked this question numerically, you can make a schedule and represent it diagrammatically. You can make this diagram, and when you make this diagram, then certain points you need to mention. The first point would be that under this competition, TR is upward sloping straight line, while AR and MR are horizontal straight lines because they remain constant due to the constant price. Okay, and these two are the basic points, then otherwise the general explanation could be there. So if you are writing the diagram, you have to explain these, you have to mention these 2 points as well. Right, after the understanding the relation between them under the perfect market, we move on to the imperfect market. Okay, again remember, imperfect market, you can increase your sale only by reducing your price. Now suppose this is the output sold. Say price is 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 and 4. So again I can calculate the TR, right? TR would be P into Q. So 10, 18, 24, 28, 30, 30 and 28. AR remember is equal to price, or formula can be applied TR upon output. So it will be 10, 9, 8, 7. So AR can be calculated by simply putting the formula, or it is also equal to price. Then the marginal revenue, as we already know that marginal revenue is the change in the total revenue. MR at n is equal to TR at n minus TR at n minus 1. So here it would be 10, then 8, 6, 4, 2, 0, minus 2. Okay, you can simply see that without calculating I wrote it, the marginal revenue. Because you should know that marginal revenue will decline at twice the rate of average revenue. Simply understand, see, AR is decreasing by 1, MR is decreasing by 2. Again AR is decreasing by 1, MR will decrease by 2. Same. Right? The first thing that you observe. One more important thing here, you can see that TR is rising. At the initial stage, TR rises. Then it reaches its maximum point. This is the maximum point. You can mark this as the maximum point. And then it starts declining. Right? We also see that it is maximum when MR is 0. And it starts declining when MR becomes negative. So this is quite similar to the relation between TU and MU. And when we will draw the diagram, then also you will observe it is similar relation. On the x-axis we have the output sold. y-axis shows TR, AR and MR. So here both MR and AR will be downward sloping. You can see both are downward sloping. Both are decreasing when output is increasing, or you can simply say it other way around, that output can be increased only by decreasing the price. So AR is downward sloping and similarly MR is also downward sloping. Then we also saw that when MR is 0, then TR is maximum. So same, you can draw a dotted line like this. Then your TR should be maximum at this point, and then it should start diminishing, right? Or you can call it TR will be inverse U-shaped. The points that you have to remember under this relation, the certain points that you have to write. First thing that you observe is that here TR is inverse U-shaped. First it rises, reaches a maximum, and then starts declining. Second, both AR and MR are downward sloping. Then MR is twice as steep as AR. Twice as steep means that the slope of MR is more, okay, because MR is declining at twice the rate of AR. So quickly it will decline, slope is more or steepness is more, while in AR the steepness is less, or you can say the slope of AR is less because it is declining at a slower rate. So this question may be put in front of you during the exam, that why this happens. Individually also it can be asked, so you should remember that it happens because MR decreases at twice the rate of AR. Then we also observe that TR rises till MR is positive. TR is maximum when MR is 0, and TR starts declining when MR is negative. Right, so these are the important points that you need to mention when you are explaining the relation between TR, AR and MR under the imperfect market. It may be asked in form of a schedule, then you can frame a schedule like this. Just you have to decrease the price and multiply and calculate all the AR, TR, AR and MR. You will automatically get the schedule. Then if it is asked in the form of a diagram, this curve, this graph needs to be drawn and these points to be mentioned, right?